We're in the holding area with race 2 about to get underway in the BRSCC Fiesta Championship with MRF Tyres. Harry Gooding, leading the championship, starts on pole position, and he's going to be looking to make it 2 out of 2 to extend his championship lead going into the final 6 races of the season. It's over to Richard John Neal to take you through all of the action.
Thank you, Lloyd. Alongside Harry is David Nye. Tom Hutchins on row 2. He's got Simon Horrobin for company. Row 3, Richard Ashmole and Josh Watkins. Then Jake Dawson and Ollie Hunt. Mark Falconbridge and Jamie Going. The Class C's completed by Ryan Falconbridge on row 6 and Danny Harrison, Sam Watkins and Robert Stevens. Class D headed by Jamie White from Zach Lucas and Luke Bannister. Tim Bennett 4th, Marco Ricci next from Mark Court, who is the leading Class A driver, and the grid completed by Colin Newbold. So just 2 races this weekend here at Thruxton. Great to see the BRSCC coming to Thruxton, and this BRSCC Fiesta Championship with MRF Tyres having provided a great race in race 1. Let's hope for more of the same here. Marshall's just retiring to safety, and we'll get the 5-second board very shortly. Watch the gantry lights on. Out they go. Good start, I think, by Harry Gooding. David Nye getting bogged down a little bit. Simon Horrobin in the outside orange car, making a good start. On board with Jake Dawson. Jamie Going up in front of us to the left. On the inside is Richard Ashmole in the white, blue and grey car. And Dawson's going to have a look down the inside line. Side by side as they go into the complex. Jamie Going's got the lead. Richard Ashmole goes into the side of Dawson. Is that, ladies and gentlemen, going to be our first retirements of the race? It doesn't look like it. They're carrying on. They are made of stern stuff. These racers in the Fiesta Championship, that's not going to last too much longer, is it, for Jake Dawson? He's only had 1 retirement in the championship so far. Rockingham round 7, and that looks as if it's going to be a visit to the pits at the very least, assuming he can make it around. Danny Harrison drifting wide. Danny, one of 4 retirees in race number 1. Sam Watkins, Danny, Ryan Falconbridge and Jamie Going. Therefore, they start off the back of the group for this race, but it's Jamie Going who came through in fine style there from Harry Gooding, with David Nye in 3rd place. Simon Horrobin is in 4th. Jamie White's actually had a better start in this one. He leads Zachary Lucas in the red Z-Tech S. So Jamie White looking to continue his clean sweep, apart from round 2 at Brands when he had a 2nd place. And John Cooper taking the win there. We haven't seen John Cooper since the brace of retirements at Snetterton, but it's Jamie Going leading. So Going from Gooding and Nye, Horrobin, but look at the yellow 7, Sam Watkins coming through the field as well. The 6 car is the red Watkins brother, who is passed by the number 7. And, well, the Watkins brothers could possibly work together now. You do need a little bit of a tow round here from time to time as Ryan Falconbridge goes off on the dirt, but side by side for 2nd position. Harry Gooding on the inside, David Nye on the outside line in the predominantly orange car is going to get the position, but watch for Watkins and Horrobin getting up into the mix as well. Sam Watkins challenging hard at the back of that group. If they're not careful, they'll lose touch with the leader. Harry Gooding managed to get away from them all in race number 1. He was, of course, challenged by Sam Watkins in the earlier stages. It's very fraught indeed here, but it's Gooding holding on to 2nd place at the moment. Simon Horrobin side by side with David Nye, and Nye's the meat in the sandwich because we've got Sam Watkins in yellow on the outside line. Great view for Josh Watkins in red, immediately behind them, wants to join in as well, and Sam Watkins gets it all sideways, glances the foam barrier there, and that is race over. Well, maybe not race over, certainly as far as potentially winning goes, it's game over for him. Josh Watkins in red goes up the inside line, Jamie Going leading, Simon Horrobin now 2nd, Josh Watkins in 3rd place. And Simon Horrobin will give chase to Jamie Going, the 2 team bosses in front. at the moment of the number 6 car of Josh Watkins. It was Sam Watkins who got the fastest lap in race number 1. Be great to see those boys out a little bit more in the championship for sure. I guess if they had the budget, then championship contenders maybe for the 2019 championship. But numbers slightly up at this round, which is good. Obviously a positive move for everybody coming here to Thruxton to race, which is great, and everyone's going to be thinking about where to go instead of Rockingham next year, of course. So Rockingham coming to a close at the end of the year, as getting stuck in there is Danny Harrison. So going in white is the leader, Horrobin in orange, then Watkins J in red, and David Nye being pressured by Ryan Falconbridge and also Danny Harrison coming up Woodham Hill in towards the club chicane. Falconbridge with the inside line. David Nye is going to try and make the outside work for him. Can he get across in front? He does. There's a little tap. Crosses up, collects it up, straight lines the chicane. No other option there for Nye. I'd say that wasn't an unfair advantage gained by David Nye. Nowhere else to go. If he'd have done anything else, he'd have thrown the car sideways across the track. Probably would have got collected. Still got Jamie White leading Class D. What a good start again to the race here. And a very unique track in the calendar that we run for the BRSCC Fiesta Championship with MRF Tyres. Brands Hatch is our opening and closing meeting through the year. Cadwell Park provides a narrow, undulating, twisty venue for the second one of the year. Rockingham, of course, will be no more, as we've already said. That was our third meeting of the season. Snetterton 300 circuit. We've got the option to go and race on the 200 as well as the 300 circuit perhaps next year. Castlecombe provided a good venue as well. Thruxton here, of course, then we're off to Silverstone International. Brands Hatch to wrap the season up. Plenty of other opportunities, maybe Mallory Park might be an option. But for the moment, this is great. A superb outing here at Thruxton. Colin Newbold is racing hard, and after the points, he's the leader in Class A, and in one of the entry-level, you could say, Mark III Fiestas from the mid-1990s, 1800cc engine, 130 PS, originally coming from the Fiesta 1800, the engine, or the Escort GTI. We also have a Class B, but nobody's raced in Class B this year, using the Mark V Z-Tech S, and then obviously the STs at the front of the field, where Josh Watkins is racing at the moment in Class D for the Z-Tech S, the later model car, and still putting some decent grids together, the championship, after all these years, thanks to the promotion of the British Racing and Sports Car Club. So Harry Gooding up ahead of David Nye. The race leader is still Jamie Going. We're watching Ryan Falconbridge trying to get back on terms with David Nye. David, one of the drivers benefiting from drop scores, is actually 6 on the standings, 474 coming into the meeting. Ryan Falconbridge on 485, so those two dicing for total points. Ryan Falconbridge, well, he's I don't think Ryan Falconbridge is going to drop that many, because he's had 2 retirements so far this year. David Nye has also had 2 retirements and drops a 16th place from round 6 at Rockingham. So it's difficult with the drop scores, really, to how close to the end of the season you start to look at them. These are the 2 leaders, though. Jamie Going in white, Simon Horrobin in orange in his first Fiesta race of the year. Is chasing hard, and it was a good drive from Horrobin in race 1, 4th position from the back of the grid. Josh Watkins is 3rd, and you wouldn't discount any of those drivers, or indeed Harry Gooding as well, who's not that far adrift. Watch as they come into the complex here. Gooding not that far behind, then David Nye and Ryan Falconbridge, so any one of these drivers could do it. And bear in mind what the drivers were saying after race 1. Tyre wear is critical around here, and if you push too hard, you just could overdo it on the tyres. So Jamie Going, with that Clio experience, though, I suspect knows exactly what he has to do. Simon Horrobin looking far from Fiesta rusty, and you have to say both of these guys really showing what their teams can do. So if you're looking at coming Fiesta racing, obviously you've got Daniels Motorsport, Mutation Motorsport, but we've got Jam Sport here leading Specialised Motorsport and making a race of it because Horrobin is closing up. Josh Watkins has got the fastest lap of the race on lap 4 in red, but it's side by side for the lead as they come into the club chicane. Watkins is closing in as well. It's going to be a three-way scrap for the lead very soon. And here comes Horrobin, clatters the curbs neatly there, maybe loses a little bit of momentum, but he'll get back on the case again. On board with Watkins in the Heronstone Lodges car, chasing hard. Horrobin's in the difficult position here because he's being attacked whilst trying to focus on what's going on up front and challenge for the lead as well. And it'll be interesting to see how well Horrobin responds to it. Here comes the Welshman though, putting the pressure on, changing his lines, gets close. How he doesn't touch the car in front, I don't know. And Harry Gooding's coming up too, so it's a four-way battle for the lead here. Coming up to the halfway stage of this 20-minute race, should run for 13 laps as the first one did as well. And 4 cars cannot be separated. This is classic Thruxton racing here. Cat and mouse, with the mouse being chased at the moment. Jamie going looking to pick up his first win away from Snetterton in the championship. This is very much a racer's circuit, and Horrobin's nibbling away, keeping it tight there, trying to close down. Then we've got Josh Watkins in third in red. We wait for them to arrive in church. Here they come. It's really 2 cars closer at the front at the moment. So Horrobin will still look in his mirrors and see red, but he's focused on front because he's got 3 or 4 car lengths lead at the moment over Watkins, and Watkins has got pressure here from the championship leader, Harry Gooding, who looks to the outside line. Gooding putting in a challenge. Can't do it there, but he'll have good momentum on the exit of the chicane. This is very well read by Gooding. Look how closer he's getting now to Watkins. He read that superbly, took the wide line in. He's still got that momentum and looks up the inside line of Watkins here as they head round into Allard. This is superb stuff. Can't quite do it though, not enough momentum for him to get through into third place, but he'll try again. His team boss is out front. Jamie Going still there from Simon Horrobin, but made some mistake. Goes wide, but gets back on in lead position. Horrobin now is being monstered by Josh Watkins, and Harry Gooding's going for the big burn up round the outside. Can he get through? Side by side with Watkins. Gooding is challenging. He's got his nose in front. Harry Gooding on board with Josh Watkins. There is Gooding, the championship leader. Doesn't need to fight for points, but he's a born racer and goes through onto the podium. Stats for Gooding this year: 6 wins, 6 second places, 2 thirds and 1 fourth, and no retirement so far, as we said in race number 1. And he's up into third, but battling hard here. And Josh Watkins really taking the battle to him. A little bit of traffic coming up with one of the Class D cars ahead. I think that is Marco Ricci in the number 50, the London-based driver. Marco pulls over, they all go through. It is still going from Horrobin. Gooding and Watkins coming into the chicane once again. Gooding's now getting on the outside line of Horrobin. He's chasing. That leaves the door open though for Watkins to come back at him on the inside line as they come down into Alla. Watkins wants third position back. Very neatly hugging the curbs there. And has he gone through? Looking in the mirrors to see if we can see blue and orange behind him. We can't there at the moment, but it looks as if Watkins has got back into third place. He has. There is the confirmation of that. And Jamie Going extends a little bit of a lead for the moment. Cars behind them as Gooding down to fourth has got all that work to do again. Maybe on the outside line. David Nye closing up as well. Ryan Falconbridge is handy as well. So really we've got 6 cars in with a shout of winning this race. But Jamie Going is trying to do what Harry Gooding did in race number 1. He's in white. He's trying to pull away. Bit of damage on the back end of Josh Watkins' car in red. Fastest lap for him on lap 4, 1 minute 30.419, 93.8 miles per hour. More impressive if you say kilometres, 150 kilometres per hour. The average lap for Josh Watkins, who's still there in third. Harry Gooding now dropping away. So Nye's ahead of him. Ryan Falconbridge ahead of him as well. And oh dear, I've got a feeling the curse of the commentator has struck for Harry Gooding. And if that's going to be a retirement, it's not a major thing because he drops a shed load of points at the moment. So a retirement will mean less points for him to drop, but it's less total scored against the others if you get the meaning of that. He's on was on 652 points and would have broken the 700 barrier with 50 points on offer for the win in race number 1, but he is into pit lane. Sadly, he's not going to get any decent points in this one. Jamie Going was 60 odd points behind him on total points scored coming into this one, and Going is now very much under pressure. Jamie Going's only had one retirement so far this year, and that was race number 1, so he's got a lot of points to drop as well in the final reckoning. And right behind him is Simon Horrobin and Josh Watkins. This is a fascinating battle as Horrobin looks up the inside line. You see him fighting the 14 car there and working hard. So it's Jam Sport v Specialised now. Look at Horrobin sticking to the inside line, trying everything that he can. Josh Watkins coming up into the mix as well. And Watkins is going to have a look here. Is he on the inside line, or is he going to go for the sweep and maybe get the momentum up the hill? Superb footage here on the outer reaches of the Thruxton Circuit, and we get a great look at Horrobin looking at the inside line. He'll want to grab the inside as they go up Woodham Hill, but Going has it covered at the minute in white. Jamie Going the race leader, Horrobin right behind him. Wonderful piece of Fiesta racing here, good British saloon car racing here. David Nye back in 4th place, and then a little bit of a gap back to the other runners at the moment as the lead trio go across the line once again. Jamie Going still there, past the exit to the pit lane, heading around Allard, now into the Campbell Seagrave complex. We get a terrific view looking across that, and it's Going still there. Horrobin looking still handy, still under the pressure from Watkins. David Nye is 4th. David, a little bit adrift of this, but problems again for Danny Harrison. Danny Harrison in the 18 car has a double retirement this weekend. He's out of the race. We've also, as well as losing Harry Gooding, we lost Tom Hutchins, Jake Dawson and Sam Watkins. And Three Wheels on his wagon manages to get the car back into pit lane, does Danny Harrison, but a miserable meeting for him. Such a shame. But the battle for the lead still on now. Jamie Going's under pressure and Horrobin is drawing level with him. He's got the overlap, he's got his nose in front. Horrobin leads, he's gone through. This is the run up Woodham Hill. Jamie Going's going to have to try and brave it out on the outside line, side by side into the chicane. Simon Horrobin's got it. He'd got the lead. He hangs on to it going into the chicane. They ride the curves. Great view from Jamie Going, and Simon Horrobin, who started off the back of the grid for race 1, came through to 4th and has now got his head down, worked hard onto a podium position. He was 4th in the early stage of this one and now has fought his way through into the lead. But Jamie Going will be keen to get the race lead back as they head towards the complex once again. Looks down the inside line. He's hard on the brakes here. Horrobin goes off in avoidance. Back on track. They're still side by side. Horrobin's still there, but here comes Josh Watkins coming round the outside line as well. 3 wide for the lead here at Thruxton, and Watkins has got into 2nd. Jamie Going is down to 3rd. David Nye will be desperate to join in here. So Watkins up into 2nd position. What a race we're having here. Horrobin surviving the retaliatory pressure from Jamie Going, who got in front and a dive down the inside line. Horrobin went wide to avoid him and got back on track. So Jamie Going down in P3. He's going to have to try and fight back. Let's see what he can do about Josh Watkins, who's still got the fastest lap of the race, the red machine in front of us. Superb piece of racing tarmac here at Thruxton as Jamie Going's getting a little bit of a run here as they come up the hill, and he's going to have to try and make this outside line work. Came out of the toe, he's got the momentum, can he get across? He does the job. Superb stuff from Jamie Going on the anchors and up into 2nd position ahead of Josh Watkins. But the race leader is Simon Horrobin, who's now going to have that white car back in his mirrors onto the last lap here at Thruxton. 2.3 miles to go, and he's looking on the inside line. He's Jamie Going, couldn't quite get it. Horrobin's got the momentum in orange and holds on. Whatever happens here, we're going to see a 2nd different winner here. 2 races, 2 different winners, because Harry Gooding retired, remember, but it's Horrobin, Going, Josh Watkins, then David Nye in 4th position. Ollie Hunt's running in 5th place from the leading Class D runner, that is Jamie White. And then Zachary Lucas second in class again. But it looks like Horrobin is going to hold on unless we get a big run up the back straight here from Woodham Hill, rather, up Woodham Hill and into the chicane again from Jamie Going, who when he got out of the draft of Josh Watkins was very quick indeed. Let's see, I don't think he's close enough to Simon Horrobin. Simon's broken the toe on this last lap, and Going is probably going to be more concerned about Josh Watkins. They're closing up on Colin Newbold. So Colin Newbold there is set for another victory in Class A. Now, are they getting close to Simon Horrobin? The answer is yes, they are, but I don't think close enough to make a move. Colin Newbold here will be keen not to interfere. Difficult place here as they go through the chicane, and he'll move clear to the wide line. Simon Horrobin nips through on the inside line, so too does Jamie Going. It's Simon Horrobin that takes the win. Jamie Going second, Josh Watkins is third. David Nye finishes in 4th place. 5th position goes to Ollie Hunt from Class D winner Jamie White. Zach Lucas in 7th from Richard Ashmole, and then Mark Falconbridge, Tim Bennett completing the top 10. Luke Bannister 11th and 4th in Class D. Then Colin Newbold, who wins Class A. Marco Ricci, the final finisher, 13th and 5th position in Class D. Fastest laps of the race, Josh Watkins, Jamie White and Mark Court.
Simon, after your issues in qualifying, you must feel really pleased to come away with a victory after this weekend.
Well, yeah, I mean, we made a mistake in qualifying, and we took our punishment. We come through in the first race, and which set us up good for the second race.
Seemed to be a little bit of battle scars on the car. Was that a bit closer racing than you were expecting?
Jamie was having trouble with his brakes, so he was having to brake a bit early into the chicane, and then obviously the others behind us didn't want to do that.
So good fun, but bit of silverware for the weekend. Are we going to see you out again this year?
Possibly, yeah. I think we might come out at Silverstone, show the old youngsters how to do it.
Well, congratulations, Simon. We look forward to seeing you at Silverstone.
Thanks very much.
Jamie, 2 out of 2 in Class D. Good weekend, really, isn't it?
Yeah, good weekend. Good for the championship. That was a really good last race. Really close battles there, which was really good.
And looking forward to Silverstone. Is that a track that's going to suit your driving?
It's the international circuit, so yeah, we're quick on the international we are quick on the international circuit, so hopefully it suits us. I think John's going to be back for Silverstone as well, so that'll add another car to the mix. I think Zach's proven he's going to be on the pace as well, so I think it could be some good racing at Silverstone.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you.
Colin, congratulations on your Class A victory in the second race here at Thruxton. Not been an easy weekend.
No, it's true. I've had a few moments, but it was great to have another competitor in class. So I felt like we were really racing. Though to be fair to him, he did give me that win. He had a breakdown, so he was in the lead. He's a good driver, so it was nice to have a race.
Yeah, and as you say, it's nice to see some more Class A cars coming back out onto the grid. Do you think there'll be more at Silverstone?
No, I think there's just the 2 of us. But hopefully next year, I'm putting pleas out, and I've written a little story about how cheap it is to go racing in Class A. And I just hope that we'll get some more people on track. It really is good fun for the money. So it's good. It's good when there's somebody else on track to have a dice with.
Well, congratulations once again. Look forward to seeing you next time out at Silverstone.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.